everybody. Right now we're about to get Linda out of the kennel and try to work her for food for her morning kibble on the climb. It's a little loud in here because we got May to go on the treadmill, so he's playing with his Prong. He's been morning for about a week. And so it's a little loud, but I'll try to shout so you can hear me. So Lennon is terrified of the climb. She did really well yesterday, last night I should say. Late last night she actually got her front two paws on top of the climb right here from the side. We're still working on her climbing actually up and over. She'll climb over this side or that side of the climb, but actually making it all the way to the top and then we'll go. So I'm going to put a Prong on her, not to correct her for anything she does here. We're going to just use this for gentle pressure. The way she's been, I guess, the way training computes in her brain, if she's on a flat leash, she knows she can pancake, but at the same time she doesn't want to cooperate as much. And then with the Prong, no pops, just gentle leash pressure and release. Not pulling her on here at all, but just a little bit of leash pressure release gets her to actually want to try a little harder to get on here. So I'm just going to put the Prong on her and get her leashed up. And get her pillow out too. I should also mention that Lennon really is not like Mayday. Now I have a lot of control over Lennon and her behavior when it comes to Mayday. Mayday doesn't have an issue with her, only Lennon attacks her or tries to attack Mayday. But we're working on that kind of issue with Lennon. Lennon's a really weird case. She's definitely got a genetic issue going on with her. She's pretty predictable nowadays. Like I can predict how she's going to feel about things and how she's going to act, but it was a little challenging at first, figuring out what her triggers were and what scared her, what didn't scare her, and what kind of environment she felt comfortable in versus what freaked her out. So I'm going to keep on a leash for this. If you saw my periscopes the last few days, I've had her off and on leash. I'm trying to help her out getting on the climb, but because of her issues with Mayday, I'm going to keep her on the leash for safety, and so we don't have an incident. Alright, so let's get our food. Alright. So I'm going to use a lot of verbal praise with Lennon because, oh, you get it? Oh, good girl! Oh, good job! That was a huge improvement. Yeah. So I'm going to let her feast on that because that was a really big deal for her. Oh, good girl. Alright, let's try again. Let's try again. Yes, let's go. She's really weird about placement of my body. She still relies on me too much for confidence when it comes to obstacles. If I'm really close by, she'll get close and get up for me. But if I try to be like 5 feet away and coax her out, no, she's too nervous. Unless we've done it over and over and over. Let's go. Oh, you shit. Let's go. Oh, good girl. Good job. Oh, good girl. Her reward is her morning kibble. She's working just for morning kibble. All she's got to do is get up on the steps, and I ain't making her or wanting her to get up on the top step yet. Oh, okay. Good girl. I don't even want her, or have to, get her on the top steps there. We're just making small baby steps. This dog is terrified of stuff falling underneath her feet, shifting underneath her feet. Oh, oh, good girl. Good job. Let's eat. Oh, good girl. This is a major improvement since even last night. I will say, one of my mentors, Miss Russell at Consummate PK9 Training, she is a big believer that dogs should sleep on whatever lesson that they've learned or trained on. So if you work a dog for 30 minutes, you should let them sleep for a few hours. Let them rest, let them sleep on it. And then she just figured out that the next time she brings them out to train, they have more to go on. It actually like sunk in over that nap that they had. And this is a great example. Last night, she would only put 2 front paws. Okay. She only put her 2 front paws on there, on the side, and it was very timid. She was rubbernecking to get the kibble. She would not get on the side and eat. And then, now you're seeing this morning, she's not, she just walked up here pretty much. Oh, good girl! I'm not even, sorry. I'm not going to pet her too much because petting her, even though she's doing something good, she's being brave. Petting her could distract her, get her a little too excited or a little uneasy. Maybe she's feeling pressure that I'm pushing her. I'm going to do something like manipulate her physically, so I'm not going to touch her. Just giving her that good girl praise when she makes her decision. And and she wants to get off. Anytime she wants to get off, let her know she's on and off as she wants, because we're trying to get her to be confident on this obstacle. Good girl, now you're cheating. You're cheating. Oh, good girl. Good job. So I want her to be confident and not feel trapped at all. So I'm going to allow her to get on and off whenever she wants. Good girl. Yeah, so let your dog sleep on after a training session. Make it short and sweet, 30 minutes, maybe 30 to 45 minutes. Maybe the smaller ones actually benefit you more sometimes because you should get a small, like 20 to 30 minute lesson in, even 15 minutes. You get that lesson in, let them sleep for a few hours, and then do another quick lesson. And while they're sleeping, it's sunk in, and you'll see better results instead of pushing those long training sessions. Oh, good girl. I'm like super pleased with this dog right now. How much effort she's putting into this morning. Oh, good girl. If you watch other Periscopes or follow us on Instagram, you'll see that the treadmill was a big issue for her. It took weeks for her just to go near the treadmill, within 10 feet of the treadmill. Oh, good girl. Let's go on the other side. Now we're going to try running on this other side. Because she is weird about angles, different sides that you approach someone she's fearful of. And if I only work her on this side, she's not going to learn that that side's okay to come up to, and that it's safe, and that it's not going to do anything to her. But the treadmill took her about 2 weeks, I think, just to go near. And this was using her morning kibble and stuff. Like, gradually every morning she'd eat a few more pieces of kibble because I would kind of do a trail to the treadmill. We kind of did a chicken feed idea where you throw out a bunch of kibble, but she would only eat the kibble that was close, like the kibble that was farthest away from the treadmill. And the little buttons, so my other dogs would have to clean it up. The stable loved because they got extra food. But she wasn't eating. Alright, sorry about that. My memory card ran out of space, so I had to delete some other footage to fit this in. So what did so I went over how after, I think where the clip ended off, Lennon had her feet on her back feet on here and then her top feet on this step. And she actually, after that, started making her own decision to actually crawl over. So make the whole up and over on the climb. And we did that numerous times, just getting her used to the fluid motion of going over and over. And then I started having her, once she got to the top climb, to sit. And you just sit for a second, and then we keep on going. We go off the climb. It's important to make sure that when you're training your dog on obstacles, like this one, make sure that you're teaching your dog to approach it and conquer the obstacle from all different angles. From this side, from both sides. Make sure that your dog you don't just pattern train your dog to do it one way. Otherwise, your dog won't understand and think they can do it the opposite way, the opposite direction. And I went over pattern training and basic obedience. In basic obedience, And certain dog tasks, like service dog tasks and tricks, and there's a time, for pattern training because it's beneficial. The dogs really pick up quickly on pattern training. But there are moments in dog training where it's kind of like basic obedience. You don't want your dog pattern trained as far as if I teach my dog to sit, and then I'm always teaching a sit before I tell it to lay down, my dog's going to think, oh, I have to sit before I lay down. And so you don't want to always put your dog in a sit before you put it in a down. So you want to make sure that you're just teaching your dog to down from standing, teaching your dog to down from sit. You want to teach your dog to sit from a down. You want to teach your dog to sit from a stand. You want to teach your dog to stand up from a down and stand up from a sit. Like, always mix it up, and don't let your dog predict the routine in your training as far as basic obedience. You don't want your dog to predict what you're going to do, because then your dog just is not really listening to you. He just knows a pattern. And if you get off that pattern out in the real world, which you will because it's the real world, and nothing's perfect, and you don't know what you're going to face, walking on the sidewalk, or taking it out to a restaurant or whatever, then pattern training, you don't want to pattern train your dog. You want it to be bulletproof when you go out in public and it listening to you and not just following the pattern. I think one good time when you can use pattern training is for getting in and out of the car. If you constantly pattern train your dogs that they go to this one door, or if you have a hatchback, then they go to the back. But if they go to a specific side door, and then you make them sit, and then you have them wait, you open the door, and then they are waiting for you to allow them to jump in the car. That's a perfect time where that pattern training, you can do that same pattern over and over and over again. You get a really nice solid dog that'll just, if it did get loose, let's just pretend it got loose from the front door, and you were already going to get into the car and go on a trip or a ride or whatever. The dog's going to run to that same door in the back, the same car door that you always let the dog in. He's going to sit, and he's actually going to wait for you to come up to the car and open the door, and then you tell him to get in. So sometimes pattern training is beautiful. I like pattern training kind of at thresholds too, like my back door. Instead of having a bunch of dogs rush the door and fighting, stepping all over each other to get out the back door, I love the wait command. They all know the wait command, and they've all been pattern trained in the sense that when I say outside, I say their name, like Laverne outside. Laverne knows I'm only talking to her. She'll come over the back door. She gives me an automatic sit, because I've trained her that way. She gives me an automatic sit. I tell her to wait. I open the door. I just check her out, see if she's about to break, see if she's looking at me or if she's looking outside. I always make my dogs look at me and give me attention, and the moment they look at me, that's when I reward them and let them go outside. If my dog is just focused, or one of my dogs is just focused outside and not caring about me, I know he's hearing me because he hasn't broken and just started out the door. But if he doesn't give me eye contact, I know he's not listening. He's not really focused on me. And he's just more focused on checking out the birds and the squirrels outside. So I make those dogs wait a little bit longer until they give me that look. Once they give me the eye contact, that's when I reward them. So pattern training is definitely useful in dog training, but I would be really careful and really strategic about when and where I use it. So I really don't remember where the clip cut off and what we discussed after the clip cut off, but we talked about going backwards and forwards on obstacles, moving the obstacle. I don't know if I covered that, but moving the obstacle, making sure I move it into a different location so she's not freaked out. Linda's not freaked out by the new location of the obstacle. Even though she conquered it in this position, she's going to be afraid of it the minute I move it somewhere else. I just know it. I know this dog really well, so I know she's going to be nervous about the new location. And treat it like a brand new obstacle she's never done before. Because she did it with the treadmill. The treadmill I moved, and she conquered it as far as stepping on it with all 4 feet. She conquered it in this corner. The minute I moved it to a better location, and this other corner, she was terrified of it again. And it took a lot of work to finally actually get her first time on the treadmill. You know, weeks of working on giving her meals only on this treadmill. And then the minute I moved it to another location, it's just like flipped back, reversed back to her old ways. She was terrified of it. She didn't know what to do with it. She, was only getting her meals again on the treadmill. She was still too nervous to get close to it. So it was a process. So I learned a lot like that with her. That if she's afraid of something, once she conquers it, we got to immediately move it somewhere else, so she just doesn't get used to it being in one specific spot, looking a certain way. So this will get moved today. And maybe I'll do a video tonight on her conquering it, or maybe not conquering it. We'll see. This weekend we're going to do a Q&A with Consummate Canine Training, Lisa Russell and Jake Belmat. They are extremely good dog trainers in Texas. They are from McMean, Texas, located out there. They have 5 acres that they train on. They train anything from working dogs to companion pets. So this is going to be a great weekend to do a Q&A with them. I'm really excited about it. So if you have any questions to send in to ask, for me to ask them, please send them in with this video, or you can write me on Instagram, hit me up there, or Twitter. You can send that on Twitter. And once again, this is Mayday Dog Training. Please feel free to ask any questions about this video, although it was cut short, and then I had to piecemeal these 2 pieces together. If you have any questions about the training, or if you have a fearful dog that you need help with, please feel free to comment down below, or contact us at maydaydogtraining@gmail.com. And we also have a website, maydaydogtraining.com, if you want to look at our services and anything that we do, and the work we do with dogs. Alright, thank you.